Hello, and welcome to this short video where we'll be looking at where the epidural space is and what's inside it. So, in order to access the epidural space, there's several layers we must pass through. So the first layer here, this would be number 1 on the board, and we will call that skin. After we've passed through the skin, we'll then have subcutaneous tissue. After the subcutaneous tissue, we'll then find the supraspinous ligament. These triangles here are to illustrate the vertebrae. So, and this point here of the vertebrae will be the spinous process, and we would have palpated this before performing epidural catheter insertion. And then between the vertebrae, we have number 4 here, and this will be the interspinous ligament. After we've passed through the interspinous ligament, we then will come across ligamentum flavum, which everyone always remembers, and this here will be the stiffest of all the ligaments. Once we've passed through ligamentum flavum, we then access the epidural space. Obviously, when performing epidural catheter insertion, we want to pass the catheter into the epidural space, and we're conscious not to pass the needle past here. This layer here is the dura. And the dura is split between the periosteal layer and the spinal layer. And the spinal layer is in contact with the intrathecal space. This space here is to illustrate the intrathecal space, which contains the spinal cord and cerebrospinal fluid. So now moving on to what is the contents of the epidural space. Well, the epidural space contains several things. So it contains blood vessels, including Batson's plexus, which is a venous plexus. It contains the dural sac, which is this area here. It contains lymphatics. We have connective tissue, and it also contains nerve roots. Thank you for watching this short video, and I hope it was somewhat useful.